For over the last year, predominantly most of the worship I've been leading has been online. I have produced weekly and services, one format or another. Over the last probably 8 or 9 months, it's been pretty consistent. Produced materials for special days such as Good Friday and Easter and Ascension. When I was ordained, I never thought I'd spend most of my time in front of a computer recording things to go online. We didn't have online when I was first ordained. It has been a challenge. Some of it's been very good, and it's given opportunities to do things that you haven't been able to do before in a normal format. Some of it's been quite difficult. Some of it's been frustrating. Some of it's been interesting, shall we say, as a general rule. I've decided that for the next few weeks I'm going to take a little break from the normal way I post things online. Normally it's a version of morning prayer, I think, is the best way to do it, with a reflection of some sort. And so for the next few weeks there'll be something different each week. As I record this, the discussions are going on about what's going to happen on June 21st, which some people have labeled Freedom Day, when supposedly all the restrictions will be raised. At this point, it doesn't look like that's actually going to happen, as numbers of cases are increasing, although hospitalization and death isn't increasing as quickly, and new variants are coming. So perhaps it will not be quite the quote-unquote Freedom Day that some have hoped for and all of us have perhaps wished for. So I thought this morning we would think about finding a place of peace at this time. I think many of us have had some very anxious times, anxious about our health, anxious about our future, perhaps anxious about how we're going to pay our bills or feed our families, anxious about what the world is going to look like after this pandemic is over. Perhaps some of us actually wonder if the pandemic is ever going to be over. And while not denying those things are real, and they are real, people are dying, people are getting sick, we can go out and catch an illness which will severely affect our lives. This long COVID seems to be, for those who catch it, seems to have significant health issues for a prolonged period. It has, of course, affected the education of our children. It has affected businesses, some of whom have gone out of business, Debenhams, for instance, and other businesses that we no longer have, and a loss of jobs. And so the anxieties most of us feel are real, and I'm not trying to deny that. This is what I'm proposing today, is not to deny the anxieties or say you're foolish to have these anxieties. I think they're very realistic and very proper, but perhaps to find a little space away from them so we can face them with a clearer mind and not have the damage, that the spiritual and psychological damage that anxiety can cause. So today I thought I would begin with a very short mindfulness exercise. Now, mindfulness is one of the things that is caught on all over the place. If you've done it elsewhere, you probably won't need to listen to this because other people do it better than I do. But mindfulness is really just drawing ourselves back to a center and finding a moment of peace. Mindfulness has proven to be very useful for people with depression and anxiety. It's been trialed in many places, and it seems to be a very effective method of helping people overcome issues that they have without the use of drugs, and actually improving people's lives. And I think it's, for all of us, it can improve our lives. I know that many people in the Christian world are concerned because it's the originators of mindfulness, both in the United States and in Britain, very much came out of a Buddhist tradition, and there is links with Buddhism, but in fact there's also strong links with Christianity. Mindfulness or a exercise of that sort have been part of the Christian spiritual tradition for at least well over 1,000 years, if not earlier. So it is something that is practiced, and one of the places where this has been most developed is the monastic Republic of Athos in Greece, but is also part of the Franciscan tradition. It's part of other various traditions, and has very much become part of standard Christian prayer, I think, and contemplative prayer. But I think the one thing I would always point out to is that first, be very careful. A lot of people made a lot of money off of mindfulness for what is relatively simple exercises. You don't need to spend a lot of money. You get one book, a couple books, maybe a couple things online, and you can master it fairly quickly. And secondly, that for most religious traditions, mindfulness, what we have come to be called mindfulness, is not the end. It is the beginning of spiritual life, and it's what you do to sort of begin the process of prayer. So that's why I thought I would start today with mindfulness. So first thing, please find somewhere that is comfortable, where you're not going to be too hot, too cold, where you're going to be able to sit comfortably. If you want to sit on the floor or lie on the floor or lie on the bed, that's a good thing. Today, with it being as warm as it is, you don't have to worry about blankets, but make sure you're not too hot. Turn off your phones, turn off your devices, because you don't want to be disturbed. And just find your place in a place of quiet for a moment. Once you've done that, just take a few minutes to listen to your breath. Don't judge it. Just listen as you breathe in, breathe out. Maybe you want to sort of consciously make that breath a bit longer, a bit deeper breath in, and a deeper breath out. Just allow yourself to listen to your breath for a few minutes. When you've done that for a few moments, now begin to scan your body. Pay attention to places. Is there places where there are tension? Perhaps in your hands, perhaps in your face, perhaps in your stomach. If so, tighten those areas and then release them. When you've done that, return again to your breath. Listen to your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. As you breathe in, perhaps you might say something just like, I breathe in peace. I breathe in calm. As you breathe out, say silently to yourself, I breathe out anxiety. I breathe out worry. Slowly draw your attention away from your breath and begin to re-engage with the world around you. Feel where your body touches surfaces. Feel the air temperature. Perhaps listen to the noises in the room, the noises further afield. You've closed your eyes, now open them. Look around. Take a moment just to feel the sense of calm, the sense of peace. Remember what that feels like. And slowly return to your normal life. Now I've done this rather short. If you want to go back and do it again, taking longer, that's fine. It's a technique, but it's also a technique that can be used at any space. It's sometimes used so people quite often wear a bracelet or something that to remind them of this, and if their life is getting a bit hectic, they can just take a couple minutes, a couple seconds really, sorry, a couple seconds, and just listen to your breath. Step away from everything that's going and just listen to your breath. As I say, people sometimes wear a bracelet or a necklace or something like that, and every time they see it, it just reminds them to draw themselves back to that place of inner peace, so you can deal with all that's going on outside you. This exercise is not escapism, as I said in the beginning. It's not denying the world or trying to escape from it. It's just trying to give us the tools to deal better with it.